with my wife trying to figure out what to watch for a Friday night, and we came across this video called A Strange Harvest. And on the cover of this video is this cow lying sideways with some pieces missing. And I thought, that is bizarre. What is that? So I picked it up and went home and watched it. And, you know, it just blew my mind. And my wife got grossed out. But anyway, so, and that sort of set me on course, opened my eyes a little bit to the fact that there are things happening on this planet that, that people don't talk about, but yet they're happening. And so, in my mind, Linda is not only a pioneer, but she's very bright, and she's got a lot of guts. Because I'm going to read her bio in a second, and you're going to realize how qualified this person is, and yet she's willing to put it all out on the line for you guys, really for the truth. And so I respect that highly. Linda Moulton Howe is a graduate of Stanford University with a master's degree in communication. She's devoted her documentary, film, television, radio writing, and reporting career to productions concerning science, medicine, and the environment. Linda has received local, national, and international awards, including 3 regional Emmys, a National Emmy nomination, and was honored producer for medical science programming in a WCVB Boston Station Peabody Award. Linda's award-winning documentaries have included Poison in the Wind, A Sun Kissed Poison, which compared smog pollution in Los Angeles to Denver, Fire in the Water, and then, of course, the one I mentioned. There were many others, but one of note to you guys is A Strange Harvest, that explored worldwide, not just locally, not just nationally, worldwide animal mutilation mysteries that have been haunting the United States and putting ranchers out of business since the 60s. And continue to date, by the way. As director of special projects at KMGH-TV in Denver, Colorado, she received the Aviation and Space Writers Association Award for writing excellence in television. In February 2017, Linda's new web TV series, The Truth Hunter, reported by Linda Moulton Howe, it has debuted on Gaia and is a big success there. She's getting a lot of viewership. On February 20th, 2016, Linda was honored at the LAX Hilton at the with a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Conscious Life Expo and the History Channel's Ancient Aliens TV program. In addition to her television productions, Linda produces, reports, and edits award-winning science, environment, and earth mysteries on her website, Earth Files. She's been featured on Coast to Coast numerous times. She's been interviewed on Larry King Live. She is an authority in the subject. She does a monthly 3-hour radio news report on science, environment, and earth mysteries, and it's on iHeart, so you can find her there. Linda has written 4 books, as if that wasn't enough. An Alien Harvest, about her investigation of the worldwide animal mutilation phenomenon, and government policies of denial and cover-up. In May of 2013, Linda participated as a journalist witness before several retired U.S. congressional representative panelists in the 2013 citizen hearing at the National Press Club, Washington, D.C., produced by Paradigm Research Group. Her topics were military intelligence, eyewitnesses, physical evidence that confirm the interaction of non-humans with Earth, facts suppressed by U.S. policies of denial since World War II and probably before that. I could go on and on. This is her accomplishments just go pages and pages. This you guys are in for a treat. Linda Moulton Howe is right at the top of ufology. You guys know her from Ancient Aliens. You probably know her from all of her work. But please put your hands together. Warm welcome for Linda Moulton Howe.
Thank you. I recognize some of the faces from Conscious Life, from Contact, and it's nice to know that there are some people who are trying to keep up with real truth in spite of government policies of denial. And it is true, I could have had a career of doing just science and medical programming, and it was getting into the shock of global bloodless, trackless animal mutilations that was my walking through the Alice in Wonderland mirror, completely breaking and turning upside down my own paradigm. And I hope, after this 2-hour program that I'm going to share with you tonight, will understand at your core why I or anyone could never walk away from this. 37 years ago, in September 1999, I did begin investigating worldwide bloodless animal mutilations, and to my great surprise, it was law enforcement who told me the perpetrators were, quote, creatures from outer space, close quote. And now, 3 decades later, we have rovers exploring on Mars and spacecraft showing us the first close-up images of Pluto's icy mountains and the bright white magnesium salt deposits in the crater on dwarf planet Ceres, and news that at the bottom of the 30-mile deep ocean on Saturn's moon Enceladus, hot water at nearly 200 degrees Fahrenheit, gushing from the sea floor and spouting through the surface ice, apparently heated by radioactive material in the core. That provoked scientists to wonder if there really are swimming creatures in that surprisingly warm moon water. As the future rushes toward us with a persistent mixture of lies and truths, I would like to sharpen focus on what was happening 69 years ago when the front page of the Roswell Daily Record on July 8, 1947 was headlined, quote, Roswell, Army airfield captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. No details of flying disc are revealed, close quote. We now know that during a thunderstorm late at night on July 3rd to 4th, 1947, 3 aerial objects merged on radar before 3 crash sites were found. The headline about one came from Colonel William Blanchard, commanding officer of the 509th Bomb Wing at the Roswell Army Airfield. Colonel Blanchard ordered his public information officer, Walter Hott, to issue a press release announcing that one of those flying saucers that people had been reporting that summer had crashed northwest of Roswell near Corona. Strange debris had been found by sheep rancher Mac Brazel on July 4th. 3 days later, on July 7th, the head of the Roswell Army Airfield's 509th Bomber Group Intelligence Unit, Lieutenant Colonel Jesse Marcel Sr., went to the Brazel Ranch with Counterintelligence Corps agent Sheridan Cavett to investigate and gather up peculiar silver foil that folded like cloth. Plus, there were long, thin I-beams with purple symbols on them. The next day, on July 8th, after the story broke on the front page of the Roswell Daily Record, the head of the 8th Air Force in Fort Worth, Texas, Brigadier General Roger Ramey, held a press conference with his Chief of Staff, Colonel Thomas Dubose, with a concocted story to say there was no flying saucer. It was just a weather balloon that exploded in the thunderstorm. To strengthen his phony story, General Ramey had pieces of shredded weather balloons spread on the floor to be photographed so newspapers would run with his fake news, specifically to keep the public and the media from knowing about the alien presence. Even Lieutenant Colonel Jesse Marcel Sr. was asked to fly from Roswell to Fort Worth to pose for photos amid weather balloon debris. But Colonel Marcel knew that what he had gathered that day before from the Brazel Ranch, it was not a weather balloon. 5 years later, in 1952, President Truman's Majestic 12 special panel described in their first annual report about the retrieval of, quote, unidentified plan form, a word that was used in the 40s, plan form, delta-shaped, curved, plan form space vehicles, and stated, quote, radar film and tower logs do not explain the merging of 3 radar targets prior to collision and subsequent crashes. There were 5 recovered bodies, and recovered is misspelled in the original report, 2 of which were found in a severely damaged escape cylinder, and the remaining 3 bodies were found some distance away from that cylinder. All 5 appeared to have suffered from sudden decompression and heat suffocation. Suffocation is also misspelled in the original report, close quote. So there were 3 radar targets and 3 crash sites. Landing zone 1 was near Corona, about 75 miles northwest of Roswell. An interplanetary phenomenon unit summary on July 22, 1947, in paragraph 12 stated, quote, the most disturbing aspect of this investigation was there were other bodies found not far from landing zone 1 that looked as if they had been dissected as you would a frog, close quote. They did not explain whether the bodies that were dissected were animal, human, or alien. Animal parts were reportedly discovered inside the craft at landing zone 2. I have talked with a rancher who talked with Mac Brazel, so I'm third hand. And the rancher told me that Mac Brazel said it's a horrible secret, and that one of the secrets that was never reported because the military and the government paid Mac Brazel a lot of money to keep his mouth shut. And one of the secrets was that inside of the craft at landing zone 2, as they prodded and pushed around on the wall